Welcome to the Power Play Are You Ready to Get the Power lesson series. This curriculum was developed by the California Department of Public Health and the Champions for Change campaign. Each lesson, we'll be learning about the importance of eating healthy and being physically active. Lesson 1. Power Survey. Today, students will work in groups to conduct a survey of their peers about their eating and physical activity habits and attitudes. Before we get to today's activity, let's go over some basic health information, starting with what is a fruit? A fruit is something that grows on a tree or bush which contains a seed or pit. And unlike a fruit, vegetables do not contain seeds. A vegetable is any edible part of a plant. For example, lettuce and spinach are the leaves of a plant, while potatoes and turnips are the roots of a plant. So, what about tomatoes, bell peppers, and green beans? Would these be considered fruits or vegetables? Well, since these all contain seeds, they are actually fruits, according to a botanist, a scientist who studies plants. But if you were to ask a chef, they would consider these three foods vegetables because of their use in dishes. In addition to eating healthy, it's important to exercise regularly. Physical activity is any movement of the body that uses energy and gets your heart pumping, like walking, gardening, playing sports, and dancing. So, how much do we need when it comes to fruits and vegetables and physical activity? We should be getting 3 to 5 cups of fruits and vegetables every day. To give you an idea of how much this is, a cup would be about 1 medium-sized apple, or a handful of baby carrots, or 1 small sweet potato. And for physical activity, we should be getting 60 minutes of moderate intensity activity every day, such as biking or gardening, or any activity that gets your heart pumping. Now for today's activity, Power Survey. Students will work in groups of 4 to 6 to conduct surveys within those groups. Each group will receive a handout with different questions asking about health habits. Designate one person in the group as a surveyor, who will be asking the questions, and one person as the recorder, who will be keeping track of answers. The job of the surveyor is to ask students in their groups questions from the handout. For example, the surveyor may ask, "Do you think eating fruits and vegetables can give you stronger bones and teeth?" And group members will give their answers, which may be yes or no. The job of the recorder is to write down the number of yes and no responses on the handout for the question the surveyor asked. So, if there are 2 yes answers and 1 no answer to the question, "Do you think eating fruits and vegetables can help give you stronger bones and teeth?" then the recorder would write down the number 2 for yes and 1 for no in the block on the handout. Once your group has finished asking all the questions and recording the answers on the handout, on the back of the paper, make a pie chart of the answers for each question. A pie chart is a type of graph in which a circle is divided into sections that each represent a proportion of the whole circle. On the screen is an example of a pie chart looking at all the languages of the country Ethiopia by population size and how many people speak those languages. The language spoken by most of the population shares the largest portion of the circle. To help with making the pie charts, you may want to convert the yes and no answers on the handout to percentages. For example, for question 1 on the handout, we had 2 yes answers and 1 no answer. Converting that to percentages, you can see how we create the pie chart with most of the pie being yes answers. And again, for question 2, this is how the pie chart would look given the answers you gathered from the group. Finally, if there is time left in the class, discuss the results of each of the pie charts within your group once you have finished. For instance, according to the pie graph for question 1, did most of us think fruits and vegetables could help give us stronger bones and teeth? Why or why not? Now, please get into groups of 4 to 6 students and work together on the handout. Please pause the video to allow time for this activity. Thank you for joining us for today's lesson. See you next time.